Right now at 10, one man is dead following a crash in Craig County. Plus, the KBI is investigating after 3 people are found dead in a northwestern Kansas home. And we're heading to the Bushwhacker Museum in Nevada for their first special presentation of 2022.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Thank you for joining us tonight. I'm Chris Warner. We begin tonight with breaking news out of Joplin. 4 trucks were involved in a crash on I-44 in Joplin, eastbound near mile marker 3. One of those trucks caught fire in the crash. We've learned that one of the people involved in the crash has been taken to hospital for surgery. Eastbound I-44 is closed at mile marker 2.6. MoDOT Traveler Information page says the closure is expected for at least another hour and a half. As a result of the crash, eastbound I-44 access at exit 1 is also being closed. Drivers are being urged to take an alternate route. One man is dead following a crash between a semi and a sedan in Craig County, Oklahoma. According to the Oklahoma Highway Patrol, 29-year-old Lance Powell of Afton was westbound on US 60 when he crossed the center line and hit a semi-truck head-on. Officials say Powell was pinned in his vehicle. He was pronounced dead on the scene by Mercy EMS. The driver of the semi-truck was not injured. One person is dead and 2 others injured following a crash this afternoon in Delaware County. There, the Oklahoma Highway Patrol says 25-year-old Haley Witt of Locust Grove, Oklahoma, was killed in the crash. Driver of the other car was taken by helicopter to Washington Regional Hospital in Fayetteville. The passenger of that car was taken by ambulance to Mercy Hospital in Joplin. OHP says they're still investigating what caused the crash. The Kansas Bureau of Investigation, the Larned Police Department, and the Pawnee County Sheriff's Office are investigating after 3 people are found dead inside their Larned, Kansas home. Last night, just after 9, the Larned Police Department received a 911 call from a man who found 3 people in the home at 524 Park Street. 44-year-old Shayla Smith, 44-year-old John Smith, and 12-year-old Carver Smith all died from gunshot wounds. KBI was called in to assist in the investigation, and that investigation is ongoing. A Sunday morning fire at a New York City apartment building killed at least 19 people, including 9 children, according to city officials. CBS News correspondent Tom Hansen reports from the scene of the fire in the Bronx.
The fire that swept through a Bronx apartment building Sunday is one of New York City's deadliest in more than 3 decades.
I never expected 2022 to come in this way.
The blaze took the lives of adults and children and injured dozens, including several who were hospitalized in critical condition.
My entire department mourns along with the families here today and our entire city. We're all about saving lives, and the loss of one life is sad for us.
City officials say firefighters found victims on every floor of this 19-story building and were rescuing some who were in cardiac and respiratory arrest.
Black smoke I could barely see from me to you.
About 200 firefighters responded after the fire broke out around 11 a.m. Sunday. This resident says people fled their apartments and took temporary shelter in hers.
Once the fire department got there and they was able to get us out, they said, follow the stairs until you see light.
Officials said the fire originated in a duplex apartment on the 2nd and 3rd floors, caused by a malfunctioning electric space heater.
The fire consumed that apartment that is on 2 floors and part of the hallway.
The commissioner said firefighters found the door to the apartment open, which allowed smoke to spread through the 120-unit building. Tom Hansen, CBS News, New York.
Sunday's fire happened just days after 12 people, including 8 children, were killed in a row house fire in Philadelphia. Bob Saget has died at the age of 65. The comedian and actor is perhaps best known for his starring role as Danny Tanner on the television show Full House. He died today at the Ritz-Carlton in Orlando, Florida. The Sheriff's Department and the Fire Department responded to the hotel around 4 o'clock in the afternoon after hotel security found Saget in his room. He was pronounced dead at the scene. Now, the circumstances of his death are unclear. Police at the scene say there were no signs of foul play or drug use. The actor and comedian had been appearing at venues around the country, and just last night, he did a show in Jacksonville. Well, the sun came out, but despite that, it was a bit chilly today. Nick Kelly joining us.
I know, hard to believe that our mild day, if you want to call it that, this weekend, Chris, was yesterday with all the clouds, the drizzle, and some areas of light rain. But we went from midnight highs of 48 this morning to lows around 33 this morning. Then we held throughout the 30s, throughout much of the day. But all that cloud cover we had this morning to start things out, it is long gone. We're sitting underneath clear skies right now, and with a couple areas of high pressure in play, that will still be the case as we go through not only tonight, but through the day tomorrow. So temperatures from the top of the hour, though, had everybody in the lower to middle 20s, and I don't think we're done dropping off just yet. Not much of a room to drop from here, but we'll be in the upper teens, lower 20s, most of us around 19 to start the morning out, but we keep that breeze light. We keep the sunny skies in place for tomorrow. That will send us back into the mid-40s for highs. Chris, we'll break down the rest of the week, see how that will unfold here in a bit.
All right, Nick, thank you. The Bushwhacker Museum in Nevada hosted the first of what will be many special programs throughout the year today. The French Creole historian and fiddle player Dennis Stromat presented La Guyanée. It's originally a Celtic tradition to share food and bounty throughout the community during winter. Today's presentation gave folks an opportunity to learn more about this tradition.
I think events like today, the cultural, the music, the food, it's not just something from the past. It's alive. It's a culture. It's a tradition that's alive today. And people may not be aware of it, but that's why events like this are so much fun, because we're able to educate the public and hopefully develop an appreciation for this cultural heritage.
Officials with the museum say this is the first special guest like this that they've had in 2 years due to the pandemic. And we take this time now to honor one of our many four-state heroes. Sergeant First Class Tommy Thomas served in the Army from '95 to 2009 and earned a Purple Heart, among other commendations. And we are proud, his hometown, Miami, and we're still proud to recognize Sergeant First Class Tommy Thomas, tonight's four-state hero. Still ahead on the KOAM News at 10, a man who was a major part in rock and roll history is gone. And search and rescue efforts resumed Sunday morning in Brazil, where an enormous cliff wall broke off and collapsed. A man who was a major part in rock and roll history is gone. Michael Lang died Saturday of a rare form of non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, according to a statement from his family. In 1969, at the age of 24, Lang co-created the Woodstock Festival. Among the performers who took part in the legendary show, Joe Cocker, the Grateful Dead, and Jimi Hendrix, who ended the three-day event. Lang is survived by his wife and 5 children. He was 77 years old. Search and rescue efforts resumed Sunday morning in Brazil, where an enormous cliff wall broke off and collapsed. The rock smashed onto several tour boats on Saturday, killing at least 10 people. 1 person is still missing and 32 injured. The incident happened at the Capitolio Canyon, a tourist attraction located in Furnas Lakes, a hydroelectric dam in the Brazilian state of Minas Gerais. The region has been under heavy rainfall. National Weather Service has confirmed a tornado hit near Bush Intercontinental Airport in Houston yesterday. People on the road and elsewhere recorded what appeared to be that tornado. It happened as severe thunderstorms hit the area. No word on any damage or injuries. Part of those severe storms that hit Texas overnight, damaging businesses and homes as well. This video from Montgomery County, just north of Houston. People there say intense winds hit around 9 o'clock Saturday night, and possibly a tornado. Damage at one restaurant left people trapped inside because all the exits were blocked by debris. Houston area saw many tornado warnings Saturday evening into Sunday morning. The storms, of course, now cleared out. And again, no word on any injuries. Later on the KOAM News at 10, we're going to take our weekly trip to the box office for the weekend's top 5 films. And Nick Kelly's going to be up next with his forecast, and hopefully it looks a little bit better.
It was nice to finally see the sunshine back in action today. I just wish it helped us out with temperatures during the day. But let's look back and see how the day has gone. You can see our last shot from Indigo Sky outside of Seneca, Missouri. It showed finally quiet skies, clear skies up top, a far different story compared to all the clouds, areas of mist, drizzle, even a couple areas of light rain that we had to deal with late last night and going into the very early morning hours around here. But that storm system cleared everything out today. but it sent temperatures in the wrong direction. We went from highs in the lower 50s the other day to midnight highs today around 48. Then after we dropped back to about 33 this morning, we just held in the 30s all day long, and we have definitely turned colder than that with clear skies that's still in place as we look around Joplin. Last check of the numbers, we had the airport sitting at 24 with a light north breeze at 3. And the humidity starting to rise to 65%. Outside of Joplin, we've got most areas less reporting temperatures in the lower to middle 20s overall, maybe a couple upper 20s once you hop south of US 60, close to the Missouri-Arkansas line. But you factor in that light breeze, even though it's light, it's trying to make it feel like the upper teens in a few spots and even some lower 20s. But this breeze, this light breeze that's in place for tonight, is a good improvement compared to the windy day we had the other day and the 5 to 15 mile per hour breeze we had earlier today. That breeze is light. Couple that with the clear skies that we are still seeing. It's going to be a cold start, but at least we're quiet and dry as we go through the overnight and into your Monday morning. Not only us, but the entire 4th state region is dry. No big storm systems, at least at the surface, on the way in, so that's certainly a good sign. And again, nice, certainly after our last cold front is now working toward the Atlantic. Upstairs at the jet stream, though, this upper level wave is clearing out, and even though this upper level ridge out in the Rockies is going to collapse, some of that energy will push the jet stream back in our direction eventually to the north throughout the middle of the week. That's really going to help us out with temperatures. We just have to get past another downright cold night as the numbers ultimately drop back. You can see for yourself in the upper teens to lower 20s, no matter where you are across the area. Didn't mean to do that. Let me break down the planner for you here. Again, you can see upper teens, lower 20s, all across the board, but clear skies all around. But once we get past our cold start at 19 in the morning, that breeze stays light throughout the day. The skies stay sunny throughout the day. And with that returning jet stream, the numbers will definitely reflect that. 41 by noon, 45 for downtown Joplin for the afternoon ahead. In fact, everybody should easily go into the mid 40s. Certainly a step in the right direction as far as temperatures go. The jet stream setup shows the jet actually lifting back to the north Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Couple that with quiet skies, that will easily send highs back into the 50s for that stretch of time. Then sticking with Doug's pattern, though, we've got another system that will try to head our way by Friday, rather. And I also want to watch this. As long as it's close enough, we'll keep an eye on some scattered showers Friday. And maybe, depending on how the moisture plays out and how fast temperatures drop, maybe that system could end as a rain-snow mix for some as we go into Saturday morning. 45 tomorrow, 54 Monday. Tuesday, rather, goodness. Upper 50s Wednesday through Friday. So the temperatures look good through most of the week, Chris, but once we get that next system on the way through, we're going to go back into the 30s on Saturday and 40s on Sunday.
Hey, don't feel bad. When you were saying 19 degrees, the way you said it, I thought you meant that that was going to be the time. It was 19 in the morning.
Oh, goodness, thankfully
so
not.
It's just one of those nights. It's a Sunday night.
Yeah, but again, the better numbers, 40s. They're back.
I'm looking forward to these numbers, Nick. Thank you so much for bringing them to us. Turning to sports, big news from a local athlete.
Pitt State's Caden Roy has declared for the NFL draft, so we'll hear from him coming up. Plus, we've got the latest on the Chiefs' playoff schedule. This is the Toyota Sunday Night Sports Feed. Former Webb City Cardinal and Pitt State Gorilla Caden Roy has declared for the 2022 NFL Draft. Roy moved to the defensive line for his final season at Pitt State. He tallied 68 total tackles, tied for second best on the team. He had 4.5 tackles for loss, 2 sacks, and a forced fumble. Roy earned second-team All-MIAA recognition.
I'm somebody that's very passionate about the game. I take it very seriously, and I think you can tell just by, the way I play on the field that I care a lot about it. All I need is a chance. Like, just put the pads on and let's go play. That's all I need. Somebody to, get me in their camp or have me work out for them, do drills, whatever I need to do, just so I can show them what I can do and what kind of player they're getting when they get out there. Just to represent my home, it's something that's really important to me. It almost feels like I'm carrying something a little more with me, and it means a little more to represent my hometown through this whole thing.
The Kansas City Chiefs got by the Broncos 28-24 in their regular season finale on Saturday. It was a day full of milestones for the Chiefs. Here's just a few. First things first, Melvin Ingram and Nick Bolton combined to make the play of the game. Ingram forced the fumble, Bolton scooped it up, ran it all the way for a touchdown. And what a rookie campaign for Bolton. He leads the team with over 100 tackles this season. And then there's McCole Hardman, not on the highlights, but definitely pulled his weight. Tyreek Hill was limited due to a heel injury, so Hardman stepped up and recorded his first 100-yard game of his NFL career.
McCole stepped in that position and made plays happen. And he's made plays happen, all season long. He might not have the big numbers as far as stats on the whole entire season, but in big moments, he makes a lot of big plays. And he has all the talent in the world, and we'll need that going forward into the playoffs.
Let's look at that playoff picture. The Chiefs needed a win, they got it, but they also needed the Titans to lose to get the #1 seed. Tennessee just barely beat Houston 28-25. So the Chiefs are the #2 seed in the AFC. They will most likely play the Steelers at home in the wild card game. We're less than a day away from the College Football National Championship. Georgia and Alabama kick off at 7 p.m. on Monday night in Indianapolis. Georgia is aiming to snap a 7-game losing streak against Alabama and bring home their first national championship since 1980. Their most recent loss to the Tide came in this year's SEC championship game. Alabama handed Georgia their first and only loss of the season, winning 41-24. 5 weeks later, the Bulldogs have a chance to redeem themselves on the biggest stage, and Georgia is actually a 2.5-point favorite.
The preparation's been different. We know more about what we did wrong, what we did well, what we can improve on. You can't have multiple turnovers. You can't lose third down. You can't lose red area, all those critical situations, and expect to do well. So those are things that we've tried to harp on and try to do them better.
When we come back, Oklahoma makes their case for a spot in the top 25. Plus, a look back at Oklahoma State's big game against Texas. Highlights next. Welcome back to the Toyota Sunday Night Sports Feed. Oklahoma is putting together a nice season. The Sooners were 27th in votes in the most recent top 25 poll. They have 2 wins over ranked teams this year. Looking for their third against Iowa State in the first, C.J. Noland to Elijah Harkless for the triple. Oklahoma ties it up at 27. After the break, Tyrese Hunter with time hits the 3. Cyclones building on their lead. Tanner Groves finds Harkless. He drains another, finishes with 13. Tied once again, Jacob Groves takes the pass for the lay-in. Sooners storm back with a 16-6 run to retake the lead. Then Emoja Gibson connects on the jumper. Team high 20 for Gibson. Oklahoma pulls off the upset 79-66. A struggling Oklahoma State team facing 14th ranked Texas on Saturday. Off the steal, Keelan Boone hits the 3. Boone scores a career-high 17 off the bench. Then it's the Longhorns with the takeaway. Timmy Allen slams it down to pull within 5. Second half, Avery Anderson with the lob. Musa Sissi for the alley-oop. I can't get rid of Texas yet. Andrew Jones sinks the triple. Bench is loving that one. 2-point game. Bryce Williams now swings it to Boone for 3. Oklahoma State pulls it off. Big win at home over Texas, 64-51. And we're back right after this.
One new movie cracked the box office chart this weekend. Was it able to steal Spidey's crown? Well, David Daniels got the estimates for the weekend top 5.
What is this? It's a touchdown bonus.
American Underdog fell to 5th place, scoring $2.4 million. $3.3 million put The King's Man in 4th place. The action thriller The 355 premiered in 3rd place, chasing down $4.8 million.
It's called Out of This World.
Sing 2 has found its groove in 2nd place. $12 million put the animated musical at $109 million domestic.
I've only had 1 week where my life has felt normal.
There's no stopping Spider-Man No Way Home, which made $33 million to top the chart for the 4th straight weekend. That put the film's domestic total at $688.8 million, passing Titanic for number 6 all time. In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
It's always neat to see some of these movies come up, and it's just Spider-Man.
It's still going.
Dominating.
I was just thinking, how many more weeks are we going to do this, and it's going to be Spider-Man?
It's going to be Spider-Man probably for a while. Quick final check of that forecast, Nick.
All right, we're looking cold for tonight, but a lot better tomorrow. Clear skies tonight, sunny skies tomorrow. That'll put us back into the mid-40s for highs, 50s throughout much of the week. Then sticking with Doug's pattern, we'll keep an eye on our next storm system by Friday and Saturday.
Danny, quick check at sports.
You got it out. I copied you there. Unless the Raiders and the Chargers tie here, the Steelers will play the Chiefs in that wild card round.
All right, guys, thank you. It's our time for now, and thanks for making us part of your night.